Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, we're back for another episode after a week hiatus of Dogs in the House. Jared, where are we right now?
I'm in the chair. Oh, we're in the Gene Free Studios.
There it is.
He's in the chair. Jared's in the chair. For once in a month? What?
No.
Listen, man. I don't understand the issue. I did it. I did a Zoom call.
No, he got a call from MLB Network, Fox. They all want him bad.
Right,
so.
yeah.
Starting hot. Yeah. Well, boys, I mean, a lot's going on. We got March Madness. We got baseball starting up. We got a lot of things going on to talk about.
Opening day, Jack. This is the official opening day.
Yeah.
Last night was some BS, if I might say.
That was some Netflix.
Netflix had a terrible scoreboard.
What do you think
Not
about that
a fan.
scoreboard? I couldn't read the top.
I think they carried the broadcast with the personnel, like Jameis Winston, sidelines, or however you want to call it. Lauren Shahadi, CeCe Sabathia,
Again, the names.
Hunter Pence, Albert Pujols, Barry Bonds, Anthony Rizzo. Like, that's a dynamic.
Well, that's what you're going to get with Netflix, right? You're not going to get that with like a local CBS channel.
They got that Stranger Things money, bro. They could spend it.
And they're only doing 3 broadcasts, and one of them is the Home Run Derby, so they're only doing 2 baseball games this whole year.
What's the other one? Do you know?
The Field of Dreams game. So, yeah, they're doing that.
But who's playing in that this year?
We got to look that up. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think, whatever. We'll get that information. But Netflix takes it.
Twins and Phillies.
Terrible broadcast. I mean, not a terrible broadcast. You got Matt Vasgersian on the call, all this, but like it didn't feel like opening day.
Yeah,
like it was like a night game in San Fran. There's no other baseball going on. Like,
let me tell you what felt like opening day.
Today is opening day. Jared, take it away.
How about the Mets starting off the first official day of baseball? And my God, I don't want to speak too soon. But the Mets looked so good today.
Yeah.
Ryan, did you watch any of the game?
Oh yeah, I did. I won some money on the Mets, and what you saw today from that lineup is exactly what you signed up for.
So what I saw is a complete new look lineup, right? I haven't seen more than half of these guys play for my baseball team at any point, right? So I don't even know how to explain what I saw. It was gorgeous in every aspect. I mean, the new faces. Freddie Peralta didn't necessarily have his best stuff, and a lot of that came at the bat of Brandon Lau.
Yeah,
2 home runs. He was unbelievable. 1 in the first, take a 2-0 lead, and the Mets never looked back. But 4 earned runs, 7 Ks. His velocity wasn't necessarily there, but that's kind of what you expect with opening day. He's going to settle in. It's a new look. It's a new team. But regardless if it's the Pirates, 3 of those runs came from Brandon Lau. So it is what it is. Bo Bichette, he had a couple really good at-bats. He was 0 for 4 with an RBI sac fly, but he had 1 at-bat in the 7th inning. I want to say it was 14 pitches. He was just fighting off pitches left and right. Polanco looked good, 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run. Luis Robert looked amazing, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, a walk and a run. And then Semien, 2 for 5. Tobias Myers was He didn't look the greatest.
Like Luis Robert is, if he could stay healthy, he's going to be like the acquisition of like the offseason for the Mets. He has all the tools to be amazing, an amazing young talent.
Yeah.
He is like that. He's a 5-tool guy. If he could stay on the field, he's going to be like that. I thought the most impressive thing from the Mets victory, Carson Bench and Francisco Alvarez going back-to-back, your 8-9 hitters.
That was unbelievable.
Going back-to-back.
Those are 2 guys, I mean, it's, the season already started, so the prediction might not necessarily hold as much validity, but Francisco Alvarez is a guy that I think can go. He might go get you 30 home runs as a catcher this year.
Oh, if he has a great season,
he's got a ridiculous pop.
At one point, he was the top prospect in baseball, and that has to be for a reason, And Carson Bench slides into that left fielder job. He does an amazing job today. We'll see. I mean, he looked good in his at bats.
Yeah, I mean, he started off. You could kind of tell it was like the early season or first game like jitters when
but
it started
didn't last
2 strikeouts.
It lasted 3 at bats. Like, that's the thing. If you get your first home run and your first hit out of the way in your first game, the sky's the limit.
There was I'll close it up in a second, but there was at one point in the 5th inning, I think I had to run out to go grab something at a store, so I'm listening to the game on the radio, and it's Howie Rose, and he was talking about how Carson Bench, a bird fell out of the sky just right in front of him, and then they went to commercial, and then when they came back, Howie Rose was like, they took the bird in the bullpen, DOA, and then went on with the game. That was great. But
oh, man.
I'll close up with the Mets. It was, you shell out Skeens, 5 earned runs, 0.2 innings,
Yeah, I mean, that was the worst I've ever seen him look.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
was bad.
it
Vila
felt
was
like
down a little bit.
It felt like a literal perfect baseball game. It was the offense put up 11 runs, got on base 21 times. Carson Bench had a home run, like you said, stole a base and scored 2 runs in his debut. His first hit was a home run. Freddie Peralta, like I said, not his best stuff, but he had glimpses of what he is, and that's the best case scenario. You did give up 7 runs, but we looked so good, firing on all cylinders, even without Lindor necessarily doing anything. Soto didn't really do anything.
Yeah, that's why I think the Mets are the champions of the NL East, and we'll get to our standing predictions. But I want to say something about the Pirates because, I mean, you made some acquisitions in the offseason. You have some young guys coming in that can, Jared Jones, Bubba Chandler.
Well, Jared Jones, his career has been like, he's great, but it's been a wreck. He came up, he was pretty good. I think he had like a 4.3 ERA, and then he got hurt.
Yeah, so
missed all last year.
They have some pieces, right? I don't think they're a playoff team, but they're better than they were last year. But if on the Pirates, right, I know O'Neal Cruz, he was not a good shortstop.
He looked
horrible.
He wasn't. This is how he plays in center. Like, he is the worst defensive center fielder in all of baseball. This is how he is. Like, you have a guy who's a shortstop. Not that great of a shortstop. He's not as bad as Ellie De La Cruz defensively. But you say, "Oh, you're fast. Put him in center."
Yeah.
How is that stupid?
Dude,
I mean, it is just
try it out
adjusted.
and right though.
He's got the range for it. Like, it makes sense, but
dude, he's got the arm for it. But
you know what's crazy? O'Neal Cruz. When you think of O'Neal Cruz, you're thinking of a young talent. Do you know how old he is?
not young.
He's 27.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in the league for some years.
For baseball,
it's younger.
Came up with the Dodgers. I mean,
you hit your prime later in baseball,
dude. But this is the thing. We were even talking about this before. Like, this is from like a peewee standard. Like, you could even see it in his footwork. Like, when a ball is hit over his head, you don't run forward.
He's not a
step
center
back.
fielder. He's not an outfielder.
I know, dude.
He didn't play. I mean, maybe he played outfield in the DR, like, because they were just you grew up playing baseball. You play every position, but
is the pop, the athleticism, and the speed, right? I mean, he's 6'6", 6'7", something like that. He's got the speed. But the problem is, even last year when he had his quote-unquote one of his better years, he still hit 200. He strikes out so much to the point where it's
under 700. He's just not what they thought he'd be, and I don't know why they put him in center. But
and I know the headline's going to be Skeens because that was, pretty rough and not a great game. But
the first start, I've seen it time and time again. A guy comes out in the first start and he doesn't have his best stuff. The season just started. He's coming from the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
If O'Neal Cruz catches those 2 balls, though, like, You don't know where that game goes. Like,
we still put up 11, right? I mean,
no, I know, but they got to the bullpen early, and they had to face not the Pirates' best arm. So
it happened early enough where I was able to see a clear video of Frank the Tank crashing out about how the season was over already.
Oh, already?
Yeah,
I've met Frank Tank twice. You know that?
Dude,
Mets fans are ridiculous with that kind of stuff. I guess
dude,
you guys.
Frank the Tank is ridiculous with that. It was literally like after the second hit away. It's really early baseball game, and he's like, it's over. He bites his glasses.
And this is gonna sound like one of those LeBron things where, like, I knew early, but, like, Paul Skeens is a guy that does not walk a lot of batters, especially early on, right? He's gonna go after you with that fastball. So when Lindor walked in the bottom of the first, that 3-2 count worked a walk. I knew it was gonna be a
4 pitches, but it should have been on 4 pitches.
Yeah,
he gave him a gimme call, but you don't want to use the challenge that early.
Yeah.
But with the Mets, and I'll take it back to our Yankees. This is we saw. It's pretty much the exact same thing. We saw exactly what we wanted to see, right? The guys that aren't Lindor, aren't Soto, aren't Aaron Judge coming through, and they balled out yesterday. The whole lineup was balling out. Everyone besides the guys who you expect to ball out. So
Soto had an RBI. Or are you talking about the Yankees?
No, yeah, and it's just similar. Like the Yankees. I think Soto had 2 hits actually, but whatever. But with the Yankees, like, you score 7 runs, you didn't even hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Yeah,
the Yankees rely on the home run as well, and they didn't hit any last night, and they still scored 7 runs. And they shut out the Giants. Max Fried looked amazing. Bullpen looked dynamic, great. That's as New York fans, this is exactly how you wanted the season to open up.
Yeah,
So,
I will say this, and I know we texted a little bit back and forth. The biggest thing to me, and this is obvious because he's just a big name talent, and like I don't know if this is like kind of similar to the Mets, because the Mets, like, yeah, you got a name like Soto on there, and I think last season there was more hype around it just because of the big, move or whatever. But like, it doesn't always have to be Soto. You could look at Lindor a little bit too, and.
yeah.
I think with the Yankees, it's obviously there's a lot more on Judge. There's a lot of focus on him. And I even told you, like, yeah, it sucks seeing like the kind of game he had. It wasn't his best either.
And I'll give you a hot take for everybody at home. I think it was the perfect game.
Yeah.
I think that was the most ideal game Aaron Judge could have had. Because, right, hear me out. The guy just had a golden sombrero, and I'm saying it's ideal as a Yankee fan. Hear me out. If he hits 2 home runs last night, goes 3 for 5, 3 for 4. What is the internet saying? Do you have a guess? What's the internet going to say?
Regular season merchant.
Regular season merchant. Can't come through in the big spots.
Not clutch.
Just wasn't clutch in the WBC. But he could do it in against the Giants in March. So I think this was perfect.
Yeah.
He goes and he hits 2 home runs tomorrow. While the whole world isn't watching on Netflix, I think that's ideal.
Let me ask you a question. This is kind of from more preseason. I was watching a thing. As you know, I'm a pretty big fan of Jazz. I think he's a cool player. I like watching him.
Jazz is awesome. If you love him, you love him. If you hate him, you hate his guts.
I'm on the alternate side, I fear.
Yeah, I mean, he was in your division, and
yeah,
he does have. He has my favorite baseball highlight of all time. Remember that Dodgers Marlins game a couple of years ago? And the announcer was like,
yeah,
I hate to say it, but we're on no-hitter alert already. First pitch of the game. Jazz hit a homer off of Yamamoto.
Yeah. What a dumb thing to say.
Yeah.
That's what you get. Because the baseball gods are real.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You don't mess around with the baseball guys. You jinx something like that, it's like, first pitch of the game, right in the seats. Like that's just what's gonna happen.
What's it called? I think in preseason though, and this is something like I think a lot of Yankee fans were looking at was like how many changes were we gonna do, and not really anything too crazy to write home about.
Yeah.
And it was somebody interviewing Jazz, and they're just like, "What do you think?" And he's like, "Honestly, like this is a good enough squad. We all just got to step it up." And I think that's true. Like
I think
it's
true
a
too.
solid team. This is the thing though. Like it's a long season, and like I believe in like you might have guys on this team who are like hometown heroes. The fans would appreciate, but from like an outer perspective, maybe not everybody's in love with. But you do need those guys to step up. But that was the same thing last season, in my opinion. But it's the injury bug. It happens. You know what I mean?
Like, and with the Yankees, the reason why I wasn't 90% of Yankee fans with that take is because we led the league in home runs last year, led the league in OPS, led the league in runs. You tell me that there's a problem with that offense, you're in the regular season at least, you're crazy. You're crazy. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what they do in the regular season. They're going to be there. Everybody just has to step up in October. Yeah. Right? The pitching, you hobbled through the year with your pitching staff last year. Now you're getting Garrett Cole back. He's up to 99 miles per hour in the spring. Like, off of Tommy John. You know that dude's going to be nice. Full year of Cam Schlittler. Max Fried another year where he doesn't have to be the best pitcher, even though he had a 2-something ERA last year and he led the league in wins. So it's like, this is all coming together well. A full year of David Bednar in the back end of the pen.
And you didn't even mention Rodon.
Rodon's coming back in June. No, I didn't, because he's not new, But that 5 in the pitching staff, and I think Ryan Weathers was an awesome trade. A lefty that throws 99 with movement and dirty all-speed stuff. Sign me up for that any day of the week. This Yankee team is a lock, in my opinion, for 90 wins again. Mm-hmm. For anywhere from 90 to 96 wins, they're a lock for, I think.
But do you think, is that a floor for this team? You think that's like a solid floor? Do you think
the floor is like 88 wins? Yeah, that's what I think. I think they could go above and beyond. Because
I feel like it's a little bit of a mix. It's
everybody kept saying, and we can close with the Yankees, but everybody kept saying, can Trent Grisham replicate that? Can Trent do this? Can he do that again after the contract year? He had a terrible spring, blah, 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 blah. I can't speak today. I'm sorry. Guy hits one in Triples Alley in San Fran last night at Oracle Park. 2 RBIs. Like, it's like, some of the narratives that people come up with are so exhausting to deal with. Yeah. Like, it's just like, it gets to a point where it's like, you just hate the Yankees. Like,
I do.
And even Yankee fans do, though.
I can respect the Yankees. That's just
fans,
New York.
Yankee fans hate the Yankees, though. And no. But it's like, dude, watch some baseball and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And if your team loses by 8 runs in April, don't throw a fit about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's
just
162 games. You play them all for a reason.
I think it's just the I don't even know what the word would be, but like what they expect of the team coming in. Like, right, you just said the Yankees, the floor is 88 wins, so Yankee fans are so diehard that when they lose a game in April to the Rockies by 5, people are going to freak out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just New York.
But I think that's
Well,
so...
that's the New York media, too. Any New York
you could
team
also
gets
put it
that.
on, could it just be passionate? Like being a passionate
it's
fan?
delusional. I think if you lose in October, listen, you have every single right to do whatever you want if you lose in October.
Yeah.
If you're losing a regular season game in April or May, like you're wasting your anger if you're flipping out about it. You're wasting your anger.
Let me just close with this, and this is kind of open question for everybody here, but like with any team that's somewhat successful, I know like objectively speaking, like both of these teams, Mets and the Yanks, I think would be like fairly successful teams. I think most people would agree with that. They're a winning team.
If they don't, we're going to have a problem.
No, yeah, like
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, but
I think they'll both be successful teams this year.
to me, it's
Like,
kind of
without
like
a doubt.
it's kind of like this question of like we talked about with the Steelers, but I think it applies here, like the idea of purgatory. Like, you know, is it worth it to like keep going and get really close and not quite get it done, or do you know, what do you guys make of that?
Well, I think it's harder to rebuild in baseball than it is in the
100,000%.
NFL.
Yeah.
And especially when you're two big market teams like the Mets and the Yankees, you don't rebuild. You pay guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like the Mets have a good blend of homegrown talent and
I would
free
say,
agents.
I mean, Brett Beatty was amazing today. I mean, yeah, O'Neal Cruz played a ball wrong, but Brett
Yeah.
Beatty's a homegrown guy.
That could've
Benj
been
is
it
homegrown.
anyway, though. Yeah.
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 Benj is a homegrown guy. At the very least, you get a run in on that, you know. But Alvarez and some of the pitching staff, David Robertson, it's like the Yankees have an okay mix of that too, you know.
No.
I mean, Judge has been there his whole career.
That's the only one.
Yeah,
that's the only one that they've done right. And it's crazy to say. I
Yeah.
think the Mets are way better at it, and they have a way better farm system.
Yeah, I mean, Nolan McLean too. There's Kodai Senga.
Yeah,
I can
that's
go.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like Nolan McLean. I mean Schlittler. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, cool. But yeah, we've talked about it. If you want to be a successful MLB team in 2026, you don't play your prospects. You trade your prospects for guys that are in their prime or entering their prime. You give them up.
Yeah.
But not every single one of them, because what the Mets are doing might work out. You want a little bit of a blend. You want like an 80-20 blend, I think.
Yeah, the only thing that I want to see out of the Mets this year is last year and the year before, I feel like we kind of lacked the passion that we saw from the 22 team in the playoff run in 24. So I just want to...
24, it felt different.
24 was literally... I've been watching the Mets...
Vibes team.
I've been watching the Mets since I'm born, right? Like I came out of the womb with a Mets hat on. But it just...
Mr. Met.
Mr. Met.
Jared's dad is Mr. Met.
We don't know. No, but like that.
It's a thumbnail right there.
That was the most magical run I've ever witnessed from. I don't want to say any team because there's been crazier things, but from a Mets team, like even the 2015 World Series, that was amazing. Cespedes was playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
But like that run, Vientos stepped up. Lindor was literally the best player in the playoffs, and you can't argue with a wall. But that was just unreal how
I'd
that went
argue
down.
Freddie Freeman,
Right.
World Series MVP. I'm arguing with you, not a wall.
Okay, so let's just. I'm saying during the playoff run, right? The Mets didn't make the World Series. We don't know what would have happened.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman just couldn't get out.
Yeah, he couldn't. But Lindor, the grand slam against the Phillies, he had so many clutch hits. Vientos hit a home run against the Dodgers and the Phillies late. You know, like these little things that added up to the playoff run, and we had, you know, it was just a great time.
Yeah,
I'll never
now
forget it.
maybe if the Mets do something this year, you don't have to like reminisce about that anymore.
I mean, that'd be nice, right? Like
Yeah.
we're still reminiscing about '86. It's been since
That's what I'm
'86.
saying. I'm reminiscing
Yeah.
about 09 and 2017.
Yeah, that's I think with the
Even though they
Yanks
didn't win,
too, it's
but-
just because it's like just slightly out of touch. Like the idea of the culture around that like 2000s.
Oh, it's
team.
gone.
It's dude. It's
The
mess,
2000s, that team is different. That is one of the best.
Yeah.
Which team?
2009, you look up and down
Yeah.
that lineup,
Yeah,
dude.
it
Oh
was
my goodness.
unreal.
In the 90s.
Well, it's also I feel like that was kind of the last you saw players where like you still see some players today, but like players where it was like I want to be with this team.
That's also the thing. Is like
Yeah.
that
like
was
you don't
kinda,
have athletes.
That
like
was
There's
kind of
less
where the
loyalty
success of
now. It's just-
homegrown talent died.
yeah.
I
pretty
mean,
much.
maybe you can consider like the Royals.
That
Like,
Royals team?
Yeah, maybe.
2015?
Yeah.
That was the best baseball team I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, the Cubs in 2016. Maybe
Yeah.
that's not where it died. That's not where it died. But,
No,
but
It's not
dying.
like it is now. It's
dying.
so different.
It's dying.
that's
Honestly,
all
like the
sports.
first thing I could think of, I know he ended up getting traded like the next year, but when Stanton signed that 13-year, $365
One of the worst
million deal,
contracts the Yankees have ever given out.
yeah, but after he signed that, I feel like that's when things started to shake up and guys started getting more money because Stanton, yeah, he had 57 home runs at Marlin, but like
Yeah.
then you look, guys were getting contracts all over the league, and it was people just tossing out money. You really didn't see that before
Yeah.
Stanton.
Kinda
Stan
ruined the
hasn't
stock
put together a
of all of it.
full 162 since like his
Since the recession of
first year.
08, yeah.
Like,
No,
like
yeah, it's been a while.